Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Football Match Day 6 team selection. Now, if you watch the reaction to Match Day 5, you will realize that I actually had a very good week. I'm on to like 208 in the world. I'm hoping to get into the top 100, only a few points away. But at the moment, there will be some people who are in a more advantageous position. There are people who have the wild card. There's some people who have the limitless. I don't have any of those chips, so I wouldn't be surprised if I drop down unless the players that I bring in with the 3 transfers I had this week absolutely kill it. But at the moment, I'll show you guys how my team is looking, which kind of transfers I'm looking to make, and which players I think will play and which players I think won't play at all. So if you have your limitless and you're welcome, the videos are already out, so check those ones out. I wish I would be in your position right now, to be honest, having that limitless. Like, if you have a limitless at this particular moment, you're in a very good position. Because I mean, in previous years, when there was like the likes of Salah and Vinicius having something to play for in match day 6, even more perfect. There's not that many players who have something to play for, but you can at least get 15 players out there. Because at the moment, if you don't have a wildcard or a limitless chip, you're in a very tough situation. So this is how my team is looking right now. As always, by the way, make sure to hit the like button to support the page, the channel. So I do have Ramiro in goal, and I also have Blaswich in goal as well. So defensively, I have Saliba, Di Lorenzo, Lewis, Rom, and Cancelo. In midfield, I have Bellingham, Saka, Sudakov, Kimmich, and also Foden. And then up front, I have Kane, Alvarez, and Rodrigo. So that is the team I have right now. But from those players, how many am I actually expecting to start? Very few, because so many teams are already through this season. Like Bayern are through, Arsenal are through, even PSV are through, Napoli are through, Real Madrid are through, Barcelona through as well, so Man City as well. The teams that you would like to go for, most of them are already through. So if Man City had something to play for in match day 6, you can easily say, okay, I'm going to go with Haaland, Alvarez on my limitless, or if you just have transfers. But the situation we are in right now, I don't think too many of these players will play. So from this squad, I do think Ramiro will start. I do think Blaswich will play as well. I do reckon Sudakov, Lewis, Di Lorenzo, and Kimmich will play. So from those, I expect both of my goalkeepers to play. I expect at least 2 of my defenders to play. That's Di Lorenzo and Lewis. Di Lorenzo, because they're still fighting to qualify. They're still fighting for second. They only really need a draw, but I think he will start. And since they're only looking for a draw, maybe it could be a clean sheet for Napoli there. Lewis is a youngster, so he will get minutes in this one as well. Man City haven't been looking good defensively, but since Lewis plays in midfield against Red Star Belgrade, I think that's a great fixture. And then in midfield, Kimmich and Sudakov. So Kimmich, I think he will play because I don't think Bayern Munich want to lose to Man United. They have this incredible record of unbeaten games in the group stage, so I think they'll want that to go on. I also think Tuchel will want to prove a point against Man United, prove a point against an English team, since he was sacked by Chelsea like a year ago or something. And then Sudakov, Shakhtar also have something to play for. They can still finish second, they can still finish third. So in that fixture against FC Porto, big fixture for them, I think Sudakov will definitely play. The ones that I have a doubt about, maybe they could play, maybe they won't play. Cancelo is one of them. Barcelona already through. They will need a disaster to happen for them not to finish top of the group. Like, they will need to lose and then Shakhtar beat FC Porto, because Shakhtar have, I think, a better head-to-head record against Barcelona. It's 2-2, but Shakhtar won 1-0, and then they scored an away goal at Barcelona. So yeah, I think it counts in their head-to-head regulations. So it will need a disaster for them to go through, so they can afford to rest Cancelo. But they could also just start him and decide, let's give him 45 minutes, like, let's get the job done, and then call it a day and then take him off at halftime. That could also happen. Harry Kane, just as I've said, he didn't play. He played in match day 5. Will he also play in match day 6? That is why I'm doubting. But then again, will he want to play since he's back in England against Man United? Will he want to at least get a few minutes? There's a chance he could come off the bench. Alvarez as well hasn't played really well the last few weeks. Man City haven't played well. I think we'll need to see this weekend how they play. I think he might not start, or he will start. I think for him, I feel like 60% he will start, 40% he will start, or at least he will play, either coming off the bench or starting. And then there's Rodrigo from Real Madrid, who has a chance of getting a few minutes in this one. The ones I feel like are definitely not going to play at all. I feel Saka and Saliba are going to be rested for Arsenal. There's other players who can come on, like Reece Nelson and players like Kivio. As an Arsenal fan, I don't think any of them will play. I'll be very surprised to see any of them playing. Bellingham as well, coming off from a shoulder injury recently, a chance for him to rest here. And then Foden as well. I don't think he'll play at all. And then there's Rom at Leipzig that I'm not sure he will play. I'm not sure about the rest of the backup players for Leipzig. Like I know Man City have these defenders coming off the bench. I know Arsenal have these defenders. I know Barcelona have these defenders. I'm not that familiar with the ones who are coming off the bench for Leipzig, so I'm not sure if they have that many defenders or Rom just has to start. I'm not sure about that one. But as you can see, there's at least 8 players that I'm doubtful about, and I'm sure many of you will be in that position. Many of you will have Haaland in your teams. Many of you, maybe some of you would still have Vinicius in your team for some reason. Some of you would have goalkeepers like Ederson in your team who will have a big chance of being rested. So tough position. So luckily I did save a transfer in match day 3, in match day 5. Sorry, I don't know why I went all the way back to match day 5 to match day 3. So I do have the 3 transfers, and Arsenal is playing the first match on Tuesday. So for me, having those 2 Arsenal players, I think it's a good thing for now, because I get to see the team news. If you have any Arsenal players or Sevilla players, PSV loans, you get to see the team news. So let's say if Saka ends up starting, I just leave him in the team. If I realize, hey, Havertz is the one who's starting, I can just take out Saka and then find a way to bring in Havertz. If I want an Arsenal player directly, if PSV still had something to play for, I don't think I would have gone for Arsenal players. But since PSV are already through as well, they could rest players too. Maybe you could get a 0-0, maybe you could get a high scoring 3-3. Any of that. So the only problem with the players like Nketiah and Nelson, they're forward players in the game, but you get the point. If players like Saliba and Saka, we get to know whether they're going to play or not. So that will be one headache reduced. I'll just take both of them out if they're not in the squad, and then bring in an Arsenal player who's in the squad on that day, or change it to a team that has something to play for. A team like Kvaratskhelia for Saka, for example. Napoli have something to play for. I could also just go for Sevilla. Sevilla always get a way to go to the Europa League. I have a feeling they could win this one. Maybe find a way to bring in one of their players. Galatasaray is also an option. Ziyech, Icardi, all options as well to bring into the team. There's a defender called Boy, I think, also an option as well. So that is what I'm thinking. For the rest of the players, unless we get to hear some team news by Monday, I guess we might hear some press conferences where it's confirmed that, hey, Foden is not going to play or Bellingham is not going to play. I think that will be one of the transfers as well. So that is what I'm thinking. Bring in players from Galatasaray, Inter Milan, maybe a Lautaro Martinez if Harry Kane is confirmed not to play or not to travel. Looking at maybe a Havertz if he starts for Arsenal. Looking at maybe a Gnabry if he plays for Bayern Munich or if he's confirmed to start. Man City, obviously. There's rotation for Man City players, like Grealish could start, so he could end up bringing one of the Man City players. And then I'm also looking at Morata from Atletico Madrid, and also maybe a Shakhtar Donetsk player, another Shakhtar FC Porto player. But this is how the team is looking. I'm not going to make any transfers until that Tuesday. I think that's the best thing to do. You have to make the transfers then, because you don't want to bring in a player right now and then they're injured and then you're down to like 5-6 players for this match day. So those are my plans for match day. Match day 6 wildcard video. There's a limitless video as well. There will be a tip show as well. But as of now, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Let me know what you want to do with your team as well, and I'll catch up with you on the next one.